The Weed of the Week brought to you by Show Me Shortline and the Richiger Flexigrain Storage System.
Affordable, flexible storage is here. Richiger R-Series bagger and unloader from Show Me Shortline. Maximize your profits with adaptable storage and management. Reduce storage costs and gain a competitive edge by selling at the right time. Visit us online at showmeshortline.com.
There are a lot of weeds out there, and many times you're walking along a road or a sidewalk in town, or even if you're out in a field and you say, man, there's like 200 different weed species out here, and I know some of the real big ones, but boy, there's a couple of those over there and a couple of these over here, and I don't really know what they are. And maybe our weed of the week, rough fleabane, is one of those weeds you've been seeing, but just didn't know what it was.
Well, rough fleabane is just an annual weed. It's not all that difficult to control, but it is related to mare's tail. It's somewhat similar to mare's tail, and if you're a farmer, you probably know how difficult it is to control mare's tail sometimes. But with rough fleabane, you can get this stopped. Fortunately, most of the time we only see rough fleabane in pastures and ditches, things like that. And 2,4-D will normally do a pretty good job if you use a high enough rate.
Here's the other thing though, when you've got a weed that's not really this big economically significant weed for corn and soybean farmers, chances are it's not going to be on many labels when you're reading pesticide labels. So you say, oh boy, I wonder what this is, I'll look it up, and it's not on anybody's label at all because it's just not that big a weed, so the companies haven't done a lot of research on it. In fact, rough fleabane is only on 3 labels that I could find: Roundup, 2,4-D, and Sencor. Now all of those products will do a nice job controlling rough fleabane.
Well, in corn, let's say you don't have Roundup corn, so you're not able to spray Roundup, I think you'll do a pretty decent job with something like Status. Again, if you're in pastures and ditches, you could use 2,4-D. In soybeans, Roundup is pretty good. Sencor down would be fine. When you get to wheat, rough fleabane usually is not a big problem, and there are a lot of different 2,4-D mixtures that you could use in wheat. Otherwise, I think you would probably get some activity at least out of a husky. There are a few things you could do.
Well, anyway, our weed of the week is one of those weeds that you probably have seen before, just didn't realize that it was actually rough fleabane.
Well, that's it for our weed of the week, but stay tuned. Iron Talk is coming up next.